So we have here today black, and that's ivory black. Any black will do. Payne's gray, yellow ochre, and cadmium yellow medium or light. It doesn't matter. And white. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take a bit of black, and behind the wings, I'm just going to put a bit of black with the corner of my brush kind of in here. Finish this because we're going to put the wings over. And we're going to glaze the wings on top. So it helps if we have the color, the proper color underneath of the bee. Not too much, more like a gray, like a thin layer of black in here. And not too thick. I'm going to take yellow ochre and the same. This part is unfinished. And then I'll glaze the wings on top. Good. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now, do you want me to give you some time for this? No? Yes? Maybe? Stop for a minute?
No. Let's go ahead.
Everybody's good? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's start with this part, the head, right here. And then we'll move down to the rest of the body. I'm going to take yellow ochre. I'm going to mix my yellow ochre with cadmium yellow medium. That's okay. I've been seeing a lot of bees in the in our backyard, and I am trying to observe how they look, like the way they look, like detail. It's very hard to see. take a touch of black. I can't put too much black in my yellow ochre because yellow ochre and black, you will get a kind of a very earthy green. But I need a touch of darks in here. It's still a yellow ochre, but it's a dark one. Now I'm going to take cadmium yellow. And highlight just this part.
Medium?
Medium. I'm using medium.
Okay.
I'm changing to a round brush. Okay. Let's give this bee a bit of a roundness. But before we do this, I think this part is okay. I don't need to do anything with this part, this dark one here. It looks good to me. I'm going to move on to this area. And this area, I can see a very, very, small amount of highlights in here. So I'm mixing black and Payne's gray, and I'm going to put a bit of white in there. That's good. That's good. Perfect. Let's see. It's going to dry darker, so I can go a bit of more highlights. And I'm just going to go not for anything, just to give it some kind of a round movement because it's flat right now. It looks flat.
Is it kind of blue layout?
It's kind of, yeah, it's like a gray. It's more like a gray, but it's a gray blue.
It's a gray blue, okay.
Yeah. Does anyone know what's this on the head of this bee?
On the
Anybody?
head?
On the head. You know, that white stuff in here.
Who knows? Maybe reflection. I was wondering too.
Oh, I don't think that's part of the bee.
This?
I don't think that's part of the bee.
You don't think so?
I
Okay.
don't think so.
Should
Layout, your
Looks like
Payne's
a-
gray is blue. Mine is very gray. Should I be adding blue to it?
Yes. No. Hold on. No. Your gray is. You're saying your gray is.
Blue.
My Payne's gray is Liquitex.
Okay. So
it's gray. I'm getting gray, not blue gray.
that's okay. That's okay as long as you get gray. I have, mine's is golden. That's why I'm getting the blue. But it doesn't mean that it has to be blue. As long as you could see a bit of highlights in that black. So it's not just, you know what I mean? Like black is black, it's flat. So we're putting any kind of Payne's gray with black and white. Just to give it some movement. Otherwise,
Yeah.
and if we do just black with white, it's too gray. You know what I mean? Like the
Yes.
Naples yellow, Payne's gray softens the gray of the black. It softens
So,
it.
but now you're adding black again.
Yes, I am. I'm kind of working it. So see, this is flat now. See?
Yes.
This is flat. So I'm adding the black again with
With
Payne's gray. Yeah, and I'm going over to give it shape, to give it a fuzziness, fuzzy. So it's not flat, to give it pattern.
Yeah. I understand.
That's what I'm trying to do.
That part looks shiny.
On where?
I mean, is it supposed to be an eye or a head or something?
I don't know. It looks like a head.
Yeah. It looks like a shiny blister.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. As long as we can get some fuzziness in here. So now, next part, this part here, yellow ochre and cadmium yellow medium or cadmium yellow
Light.
light. Thank you.
Oh, you're using cadmium yellow light as well now?
No, I'm using cadmium yellow medium, but I was saying if you have, I'm using yellow ochre, but I'm putting a bit of cadmium yellow medium in it, or light, whatever you have. I have medium. So I'm going to push up, push it up, put some here too, behind the wings. Although the wings are going to be over, but that's okay. And I still do that. And try to get the shape going here. So when you see darks in that area, right here, those darks, try not to put any cadmium yellow light in there or cadmium yellow medium, whatever you know, just build it up with the yellow ochre and touch
Black.
black, touch of black. It could be, I mean, you could use brown here if you like too.
Isn't it
But
going to
with-
turn green if you put black on it?
I'm putting a very, very tiny amount just to make it dark, a bit darker. Yeah, it will turn green for sure. I mean, we might need to use brown in here.
Brown, you said?
Yes, burnt umber. Burnt umber.
Oh, burnt umber.
The back has more burnt umber than the front. That's good.
With just
With
plain?
yellow ochre, with yellow
Oh,
ochre.
with yellow. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
We're going to highlight over these. Those colors. Change my brush, round. And I'm mixing right now a combination of, let's see, before I, let's see if it works. It's the yellow ochre with a bit of brown and cadmium yellow medium. And I'm gonna put quite a bit of water in here. So this way I can get a couple of thin lines. All right, so for this part, we're going to start with white. I'm going to take some white in here. I'm going to take a touch of black, make a gray. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a I'm making a gray, a little bit of ultramarine, violet, and burnt umber. So we need this kind of darkish, grayish background, or, you know, base. And from there, and then we'll highlight over it. We'll do some kind of nice detail. And it should dry darker. And it should dry dark. I'm putting a bit more brown. So I'm adjusting my color in here. If I see that my color is turning too purple or too grayish purple, I'm adding a softening this with some brown in here. Take some black now. That's black. Shape the bee a bit. Okay. It's a nice soft transition between black and the grayish color I'm putting in here. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to take white and mix my white with the same colors, kind of the same colors I was using before. White, ultramarine violet, and some touch of burnt umber. I'm not going to use black for now. I don't think I'll need that. I'm okay. Round brush. And I'm just going to try to put some detail in here. A bit of trying to have my brush strokes not in the same direction the whole time, especially when I'm doing this highlight now. I'm gonna kind of have a kind of, you know, different direction brush strokes. I'm going to bring some black in because I don't want to have a harsh line. Actually, I'm going to put some black with burnt umber Let's see, instead of just black. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. That is a good kind of in-between color. It's the glaze on in between some brown glaze. All right, so while we were talking politics, I was painting this part with a round brush. I used black and cadmium yellow medium to make a green and touch of black just to make my cadmium yellow medium green. And I just glazed some of this green in here on that wing right
But
there.
it looks Leal orange.
Well, that's because I left some of the orange underneath showing.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I said I glazed. I glazed this part and I
Yeah.
kept some of the orange showing just to be able to show transparency. So when I put the wing on top, I have some of this green showing through.
Oh,
So,
okay.
all right. So
Yes.
it looks like it's transparent right now because it has a bit of that green that's showing underneath. And what we're going to do after is make sure that we have a kind of a shadow of the bee, so it comes, it pops up. So now I'm going to take black and burnt umber. I have a round brush with me and I'm watering my colors so I get a really good line, kind of more control over my line. I'm just going to put a couple of lines here. Not all of it, not on all of the wings, because there are no lines, dark lines on the wings, except for here. I'm just following what I'm seeing. And let's take one or two. Okay, it's good.
What is that?
What is that I'm putting in there?
Is that a foot?
It's just this part right here.
Oh,
Kind
okay,
of
okay.
And what color it is, Leal? I'm sorry.
It's just burnt umber and a bit of black with lots of water. So it's more like as if I'm drawing.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm going to take white. Ultramarine violet. I'm going to take a touch of black just to make it grayish. So I could have done this before. I could have done a black and white. and then added ultramarine violet to it.
And
Make
this
my
is
color.
the wings.
Yes. So it's a gray that has purple in it. So I'm doing I'm wetting my brush to make it, to glaze, and wiping it.
Wipe, you
Wipe
said?
it, wiping it, wipe it with a piece of cloth.
Oh,
Wipe your brush, because otherwise it'll be too, it will be saturated with the color. And I want to glaze, I want to be in control of what I'm doing in here. So I load it and then I wipe it.
and this is
Wipe it
white
a bit.
ultra violet?
Yeah, it's black and white, and it has ultramarine violet in it. And it's a glaze. So it's not thick. It's not a thick color.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when it dries, it will dry transparent when it's a glaze.
Oh, it's difficult.
It's happening, it's coming along. I'm adding a little bit of more ultramarine violet in here.
Yes.
And with the tip of my brush, I'm just trying to put
Yes.
these colors. So you see in a minute, I start usually with a darker color, which is the gray and ultramarine violet, and then I highlight a bit after. So the first layer is dark. It's not highlighted. It's not a strong highlight in there. But then I go over this after, and I highlight a little bit more.
The between of the wing lines, the wings are black.
In between?
The
Here?
between. Yeah,
Here?
yeah. It's black. It's a combination of what the flower is.
Yes, it's what the flower is.
What the
Yes.
flower is, eh?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
It's the color of the flower.
yes.
Now, I'm not going to put every single detail in here I'm going to put a couple of those highlights. It's a back and forth. I'm going to be adjusting
Yes,
slowly.
yes, yes, yes.
I have to do it that way.
And the pure white is again very light.
Pure white?
Yes, yes. Some areas in the wings they have white, right?
Yes, but not now. Not now. We're not going to put it now. We're going to put right. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't put it
okay.
right now. You,
Okay.
yeah, put your first layer, which is the gray and ultramarine violet,
Yes, yes, yes.
and then make it transparent. So it's a glaze. And then we will highlight that after.
Yes, yes.
If I find sometimes that the color is too light,
Yes.
it depends where I'm painting, what part of the wing I'm painting. If I'm painting this part and my color is too light, I add more black, let's say, into that mixture of gray in here. I would add a bit more black in here, so to make it darker. So it depends on what part of the wing I'm working on.
Yes.
Okay. It's very easy to highlight, to add a highlight, but it's very hard to darken something that you have started with light, with a light color. It's very hard to darken that, but it's easy to highlight. So I'm always kind of more careful when I'm painting something like that. When I see the light, I leave it to the end. And because I'm glazing, whatever I have underneath is still showing.
Yes.
The color still shows. So my whatever I'm putting on top is not blocking completely the color underneath.
It looks very nice.
It does.
Oh, thank you. It's always easier to go slowly from dark to light, very slow. I can always go back and add the darks in here in between after. Right now, I don't have them, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. I always keep in mind that I have to be careful with lighter color, not the darker color. It takes over if I'm not careful. Okay, I'm going to take a bit of black, and that's kind of like a black and brown again. And then again, it's a glaze. Wipe my brush. One more to go. All right, now I can take a bit of more white. And actually it's better if maybe I use a different brush, but I'll see if I need to use a different brush. I'm gonna take white, I'm dipping my brush in water, and I'm taking white into the same mixture, which has black and gray, actually gray and ultramarine violet. I'm putting in more white in there. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my white and then
Sorry, is that just white?
no, it's white into the same mixture that I had before. I was using before the gray.
Okay.
The gray. All I did is I increased the amount of white, a bit of more white in there. So I can do some very soft highlights on the wing.
It's dry Leal.
It's a glaze kind of, you know, it's
Oh, glaze again. Okay.
I'm using the tip of my brush and I wipe my brush before I start painting.
Yeah.
I'm not following exactly the shape of what I see in there. So I'm trying a bit to create some kind of movement in here.
Looks good.
No, thank you.
Very good.
Is there a bit of a shadow at the bottom of the wing, the right wing?
This one here?
Yes.
Yeah, no, down,
No,
yeah.
no. Under the wing.
Oh, here?
Nope,
No, no, no.
Right
In the corner,
lower.
down, down,
Yeah,
down,
is that a
down.
shadow or is that part of the wing?
This,
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
there.
yeah, this is shadow. That's not the wing. That's not a wing. That's the shadow of the wing on the flower.
It almost looks bent in the picture, the wing.
Yes, it is. But I'm not going to do it that way because it's
okay.
very hard to see that it's bent.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. But I'm just going to keep it straight.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh my God.
I'm painting more on myself than on my painting.
So when you're using your brush to highlight, very gentle pressure. It's like a feathery kind of pressure.
The second part, the white you're doing
Mhm.
right now,
Yes, yes,
not the first one.
yes. And with the tip of your brush, not the whole brush.
Yes, yes. We have lots of homework to do.
Mhm, mhm.
Mhm.
I'm trying to copy you.
Some areas are kind of stronger light than others, even on the wing. And even what I'm doing right now, there are parts of this highlights where the wing is highlighted more. It has a little bit more white in there that you could see. It's just kind of, you have to kind of make sure that you're looking at the lights and darks that you're painting.
This is fun.
Yes. To
I'm-
the small kids.
I'm doing mine on paper. I think it would have been better to do it on canvas.
Because canvas is not going to absorb the layers, the color when you're putting layers on.
Mm.
It just sits on top, so you can add, you know, layers on top of each other. But canvas sometimes absorbs, paper absorbs the color.
Mm.
So it's hard to layer your color. But is it watercolor paper you're using?
It's one of those that you can gesso. It's a mixed media.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah. Okay.
It looks like real. I don't know if I can do it like yours, but I will try.
You will. You can. You can.
My picture is a little bit darker than yours. For example, the colors I mean.
Oh,
So
is it? Is it darker?
darker than yours. Yes. So mine, the color you did under the wings, it's orange. Mine is green, dark green.
Oh, that's the printer.
The printer.
If you have a printer, is it printed or is it on your iPad?
Printed.
It's the printer.
Yes, the printer. Yes,
Mm.
that's okay though. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
As, yes, as long as
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the glazing that makes a big difference. Transparency is glazing.
Yes. Very nice. You finish with the actual bee,
Yeah.
or you're
No.
going back again?
No, I'm done with the bee.
That's it, eh? Okay.
Yeah, I'm done. Yes, add a bit more now, orangey.
On the back, next to the wing that you are doing, there is another part is from the wing, or it's like the back, the same colors. Can I see your picture? Your printing picture? Yes, this white on the top of the back, next
Here?
to the wing. No, down a little bit. Next, this one. What is this?
I have no idea.
Ah, okay. It looks like heart to me.
I don't know. I couldn't figure it out.
So you are going to leave it alone?
I
Not
am.
that. Ah,
I am.
okay. Just to know.
Hmm.
I was wondering what it is, and then
Yeah, me too.
you didn't touch it, so I thought maybe to ask.
Because I couldn't figure out what it was, so that's why I left it.
Yeah, it looks like another, I don't know, part of the wing. I'm not sure.
So now this is the part where I increased a bit the white, right? I added more white slowly. And so now what I'm going to do is just kind of go in, and because it's dry, I can adjust the highlight a little bit more. So I added more white to my color, to the color that's been sitting there, the gray. And I'm dipping my brush in water. So I pushed in some white again, and I dipped my brush in water, because when I dip my brush in water, I glaze it. I glaze the color. I make it more transparent. And at the same time, all of these, the paint will go into the grooves, like those little tiny dots in the canvas, because the canvas is not smooth. So the more white I put on my brush or in my color, the less of it on the, I don't put too much white here. This is just for, actually, I'm going to change my brush into a smaller one. This brush is not cooperating, but it's okay. this little bit of white, extra white that I added to my color gives the wings a shiny look. So I put them I put the whites in different areas, not everywhere, and I'm really careful. I dip my brush in water, I mix my color, I wipe my brush like this, just to make sure I have control over the amount of paint I have on my brush.
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So that little kind of highlight that I'm putting, stronger white I'm putting in there, is pushing everything, making the,
Up.
yeah, it's making the colors, the wings shiny. Okay.